Good morning and good evening and welcome back to Beyond the Veil from Minecraft 1.12.2. This mod is made by Valeriotor. As always, I will link his curse page, or more specifically the mod's curse page, in the description. I guess I could also link his curse page. I hadn't really thought about that. A couple things. First of all, well, I'm just going to give an overview of what's going to be happening. So I'm going to be discussing things that I missed in the Floral path, and more specifically in the Affecting Myself page, on how to start this, because I know this is very confusing, and I've just realized how to do this. So I'm going to go over that, and then afterwards, I'm going to head to the Voided biome to start our Deep Ones tree. So a couple things. As you can see here, I have made myself a little thing here for my Fletum and my Lacrimont for tears. You don't actually have to do this. You could just have a Fletum and a Lacrimont, and it'll work perfectly. Like, it doesn't need to be put anywhere. It doesn't even need to be on it. You could just kind of do that, right? Or you might even be able to put it underneath. Let's see if you can. So if I put a Lacrimont here, and no, you can't put it underneath, which makes sense because fluid tanks, or more specifically fluid transportation, wouldn't work so well. But yeah, the only reason why I make like a little cage thing here is because I think it looks more, I don't know, Dark RP-esque, and I do believe that it enhances the experience of it. So yeah, that was the first thing that I wanted to get off my chest, because I realized I wasn't clear. I said you have to go to a special place back in the surgery episode. Yeah, it's literally can be anywhere. The only thing that can't happen is that the Fletums are too close. The only exception is focus, is the fluid focus for these Fletums, or I guess any Fletum that's powering a machine. If a Fletum is powering a machine, it will not affect the Fletums that are crying, and I do believe so. So a couple things in the Floral tree. First of all, we're going to start off with Affecting Myself. So there are two things you can do to continue in Affecting Myself, and the general idea is to just continue playing Minecraft until you unlock it. For example, to get the stillness, you have to sleep in a cupboard many times, and that's something that I've done, and so you'll get the chance to getting the stillness file. But another thing you can do is, I think, damage mobs. Damaging mobs will increase your chances of getting the power file. So you need to be cautious with going around. I thought that you had to be affected by a witch to get the power one, which still could be the case, but I don't think so. I think it's just when you deal damage to mobs every so often, you get the chance to getting the power Affecting Myself. And doing this tab in the Dreams of Others tab, which is just talking to a villager, will unlock the Dreams of Flora. And then another couple things that I had forgotten to mention is, well, I guess this is more relevant now because we are going to be heading back to the Voided biome in this episode, but tablets, what are they used for? Why is it important to have tablets? Well, I don't know if you remember this, but I don't know if you remember the Dreams of Learning, the one that requires a gas tier, the very first dream you learn about. Or I guess they're called memories. I don't know why I'm calling them dreams. But Memory of Learning requires a gas tier. The same thing that you use to unlock Dreams of Void. If you keep doing Memory of Learning, it will unlock different things that are hidden in different tabs. I know there is one in the surgery that I will cover later on. It's not that big, actually. I might do that. Yeah, I'll do it later on. I'll do it later on with the ending of this, if possible. But I wanted to see if we can get ourselves one that's hidden here. So basically, Memory of Learning will unlock secret tabs. Not only blocked ones, but secret ones as well. And on top of that, you don't only need a Memory of Learning. If you have a tablet, so an alternative to Memories of Learning are tablets. And I'm going to finally get to the chase here. Sorry. But tablets, as you can see, they're kind of inscripted, and they are inscripted. You have to decipher them. They're ciphered. I don't know what that's called. Listen, you don't know what this is. You don't understand. It's a bunch of nonsense language. I'll show you how to decipher them. It's actually very simplistic and easy. At first, it looks very complicated. You're like, oh no, what is this? It's just going through what seems to be many different pages, and you have to learn how to decipher them. But no. I'll explain this to you. But once you right-click your tablet, it'll be like, oh, you have to decipher these tablets, and it's like, oh, well, you gotta research.inscription_complete.text. So that's what you have to do, and everybody knows what this means. It means go kill God. I'm joking. What we have to do is you right-click the tablet, and I'm gonna give you a little trick. Every time, this is the same word constantly. These two things will toggle sets of letters that will change in the word, in the sentence, I guess. I guess it's more of a paragraph. Not really. I'm pretty sure this is a dot. This technically counts as a paragraph. It's 3 sentences. I'm pretty sure it's like, okay, well, I'm just gonna call them 3 sentences then in that case. But what you're gonna want to do is look for the smallest word. So example here, I have DM, and you're gonna want to change that to a well-known word. So probably is. I'm assuming this is or it. So I'm gonna change this to I. I'm gonna change this to it is. Is it is? So as you can see, it is not is, but you can see that it kind of makes a little bit of sense, not really. To it. Oh, and it isn't it. So now I'm gonna go to the next word that I think it might be, which is as. So you just keep going up, it cycles through all the letters. As is not it. So I will come back and show you what this is. Maybe it's 2. Let's see. So we're gonna take our T here, and we passed O. There we are. There it is. So it was 2. So what you have to do is focus in on the smallest word. So usually it's a 2-letter word. We could have also focused on the 3-letter one. I mean, there are many words that it could have been, but I'm pretty sure, like, I don't know. So, other than the fact, oh, okay, well, alright. We didn't read that, and I apologize. I don't know if there's a way. Oh yes, it's right here. So when you unlock it, it'll give you a little lore thing. And if you accidentally leave the menu after unlocking it, you come over to the Alizef and pay no mind to this, nor to this. Okay, well, we'll take a look at these 2 things in a minute. But you could just read it here instead. So deaths upon deaths upon deaths, but you are not truly immortal. You are nothing to eternity. So it gives you little tidbits of lore. If we were to unlock another one, I'm going to assume this is it again. I'm actually going to start on this one. So we're gonna go I T, so it is it. Fear the judgment of Dagon, archpriest of the great dreamer. Do not seek it. So this is another tidbit of lore. And as you can see that it is written down here as well. Basically, right-clicking these tablets will, well, it'll consume the tablet, like it'll be gone from your inventory. I'm in creative mode, so it didn't leave, and it will also unlock new things. So I right-clicked the tablet twice by accident, and well, it unlocked Arboreal generator, which you can only get once you've completed the ghost seeds and you've given yourself a dream of learning or used a tablet of inscription. It also unlocked the advanced sleep chamber, which I've personally never used, but I'd be interested to figuring out how. So I guess I'm just gonna look at these two things, and then I'm going to simply do the first three, and then after, yeah, I'll do the first three things here. But first, before we even do that, I'm gonna look at advanced sleep chamber and Arboreal generator. Arboreal generator. Next time I dream of Flora, I shall hold a diamond in my hand, then something will happen. How do I know this? Well, it's that I do not know. So this is quite interesting. Like, I guess, the Vehigis, the Arboreal generator, as you can see, it's kind of like parallel a little bit. Vehigis was obsidian. Arboreal generator is diamond. So you're going to want to pull yourself a diamond from nothingness, from thin air, obviously. I still have a memory file of Flora in here because why not? I'm a psychopath. I keep everything. And then you're just going to want to make yourself or pull out your Ornic incense. I accidentally threw out my Ornic incense, so I'm going to just take out some more here. Don't really need all this. Gonna put this in here, put this Flora in here, hold the diamond, make sure you're holding the diamond like the obsidian for the Vehigis. And then you will awaken. And it didn't do anything because I think I already slept in there. We're gonna make time set night, and we're just gonna sleep in the bed. Or maybe you can only do this in the bed. No, I'm pretty sure you could do this, like, not in the bed. So now we have an Arboreal generator. Unlike the Vehigis, I suggest you plant this thing outside where there's plenty of grass. Because what this thing will do is that over time, it will generate saplings. This small pretty tree is known as an arboreal generator. It is a useful plant that slowly generates saplings on each of its four sides. It first creates small shrubs. These emit an extremely faint redstone signal, which might come in useful. These shrubs are then turned into saplings of various kinds. This plant does not belong to this world, I'm certain. So, yeah, it'll just start creating shrubs, and the shrubs will turn into different saplings. Now, I'm not sure if they can turn into modded saplings. I didn't play around with this thing too much in my vanilla playthrough. Not vanilla, my modded playthrough, but, you know, in survival. But the shrubs can also be used as redstone. So, yeah, for some reason, the mod author really likes the idea of plants being used as redstone, like plants giving off redstone signals. But you know what? It's a very cool idea. I actually built a little thing here with the redstone grass. Obviously, I'm not a redstone genius. A thing to note with the redstone grass is that it'll only put a redstone signal like below it instead of in front of it. Like if I were to break this piece of redstone, you'll see that it doesn't exactly go. It's not like a pressure plate, but I guess that's the idea. Oh, there it is. So it's created these shrubs, which do create redstone signal if I were to come over here and pick up this redstone. Oh, whoops, dropped my heart. So you can see it creates a faint redstone signal, but I think the idea is you can kind of, I don't know, set this up to some sort of, I guess, harvester to harvest these saplings when they turn into saplings. So I guess you would have like a redstone torch or something, and then bam, this thing turns into a regular sapling. Redstone torch is activated, and all of the things are harvested, sort of thing, is what I'm picturing. Also, I didn't know that hearts had such a weird plant mechanic, or not plant, but like, you know, put it down and kind of breaks. So that's kind of the arboreal generator. As you can see here, it made some acacia saplings, some dark oak, and some birch. So yeah, that's basically what that's about. Another thing that I'm going to want to take a look at before we head on to the beautiful void biome and go visit our wonderful dwellers is the advanced sleep chamber. The sleep chamber is an extremely useful device, but the progress of research should never stop. It should know no bounds. Now new revelations spring to mind on how to make it reach its full potential. Craft an advanced sleep chamber. So let's take a look here. You're going to need your regular sleep chamber, 4 water buckets, 8 oak wood, and 4 diamonds. So it is more expensive, but I do believe that it increases the sort of amount of times you can sleep in your sleep chamber. Maybe infinite amount of times. I don't know. We'll take a look at that together. It's like the blind leading the blind over here. Just an interesting thing that I've just discovered. If you have Tinker's Construct and you make yourself a crafting station, and you know how they can access inventories of chests, well, it seems to be that the gear bench, even though it does actually store items, well, you can actually access the gear bench through a crafting station, which is kind of strange, which means I guess you could alter it? Oh, wow, that's so strange. Anyways, advanced sleep chamber. Let's take a look at what this does. The key was water. What this substance has to do with dreaming, I can't yet guess, but its addition in the sleep chamber's gears and wirings vastly improved its dream aiding capabilities. This advanced sleep chamber lets me dream twice as many times per day as the regular one. Not only that, it lets my dream be influenced by 2 fume spreaders at the same time. Just think of the combinations. Very, very cool. So this means that we can replace you now, because we no longer need you. And I don't know what that is. Also, I guess this block doesn't register so much in creative mode, so it'll detect it as something else. But if you get another fume spreader and you put it here, for example, I mean, I don't know what you would need 2 for right now, but you will need 2 for later, or more specifically, you'll need something else for later. But since we've just discovered advanced sleep chamber and, you know, arboreal generator, I'm going to very quickly make sure that I've gotten everything that I think we should get by double checking with my tablets here, right clicking one more time. And it seems that I can't unlock anything new yet, but we will be able to once we're complete with the deep one tree. And the first thing up on the list is transformation. But technically, since we've already taken so much of the episode with doing other things, we're going to make that half, like make the transformation half, and we're going to mainly focus on trying to get to baptism. So it's going to be another speed run, to Cthulhu sauce, some more Cthulhu sauce this time, some real gravy, some real chonka gravy. And to do that, we're going to have to go to our friendly neighborhood, Hamlet. Alright, I officially am a complete fool, like a big buffling bungus of a buffoon. I forgot that there's a fast travel system built into journey maps, and I came all the way over here using Spectre mode. Anyways, enough of my concern or my problems. Let's just get on with it, you know? Let's just get on with the mod. The first thing we're gonna want to look at is slugs. What are slugs? Well, first thing you're gonna want to do is make yourself some slug bait. Very easy. Some damp wood, which I'll show you how to get. 4 diorite, specifically diorite, and 4 glass. So how you get damp wood is you can do what I did and destroy these beautiful buildings, or you find a merchant somewhere and he will trade you emeralds for damp wood. My problem is that he's right here and I'm a fool. So you trade him. For example, you'll require beetroots, but you can buy some damp wood. You can actually buy some canopy as well, which is this stuff. Canopy is really cool, actually. So I'm just gonna abuse my my powers, and all right, well, there we are. So I just abuse my creative mode powers. I'm gonna go make that, but not only will you need slug bait, you'll also need a slug catcher. Don't worry, this doesn't have durability, so you can always rely on the same one. You will need 7 iron, 2 obsidian, and an iron sword that'll make you a slug catcher. So you'll want to make these 2 things and then head over to the Hamlet, because this is basically where we're going to have to stay for the rest of the mod. I do suggest you have some sort of fast travel system, because that would be pretty good. Maybe set up some sort of network with you and your friends, if you are playing with friends. Of course, you don't have to. This mod is perfectly viable in single player, but you know, use the blood covenant ring. I don't know, it's just an idea. But I'm gonna go back to base real quick, and I'm gonna make those things. Now keep in mind, like I've said before, this is diorite, not any other stone type diorite. And I actually suggest that you might make more than one of these just to get a really good amount of slugs. I'll explain to you how to get slugs, but you'll want one of these and a slug catcher. I'll be right back, blah blah blah, with the slug catcher. BRB. So here we have a slug catcher. I'm just gonna take this, and like I said before, you might want a couple of these. Maybe 3 or 2, and it doesn't have to be next to a hamlet. Any water source, actually. You might want to set some up near the hamlet, set some up near your base as well. What you're going to want to do is get yourself a water source, most preferably an ocean, and try to move away from blocks as much as possible. So kind of do this little pillaring thing, make sure there's nothing else around but water. You're going to want to put it down, make sure that this top part here is facing outside of the water, and make sure that everything else is kind of just, like everything else is submerged in water. You'll see little particles and stuff going around, that means the slugs are there. So what you're going to want to do is when you see little particles, I used to right click a bunch, just hold it down and look in the direction, and you'll get slugs. And you'll want a lot of these, like a bunch of these, like stacks and stacks. So that's why I suggest that you make more than one. So preferably you have a bunch. Eventually, you know, you're just gonna have a lot, and it's gonna be great. So you're gonna get a bunch of slugs now, because we have some over here, we have some over here. You know, sometimes you gotta really go over it a couple times. You'll want to aim for the blue dot, like the bright blue dot at the end of the particle. So as you can see, there's a bright blue dot there. You can aim for it. Oh, it already faded. I'm not being so lucky. Yeah, I'm not being so lucky. So you just aim for it before it gets to the slug bait, and you'll get yourself a bunch of slugs. So as you can see here, I already have 20 slugs. So that's pretty epic. So you need 20 slugs, and you need to have the idol nearby. So that's why I say you should probably set some slug bait up in the Hamlet, because that's basically where you'll be. Well, that's where I stayed. I basically turned the Hamlet into my base when I was doing the Deep Ones tree, because you'll really need to interact with that idol, and there's no way of crafting or making a new one, or, you know, moving it. Not at the moment, at least. Can't make a Church of Cthulhu, sadly. But we're just gonna go on ahead back to our little voided biome, voided 2, where our Hamlet is, and I'm gonna be in survival real quick, and I'll show you some things. So a couple things. I just lost a bunch of hunger, and that's the point. You're gonna want to lose a lot of hunger, because you're gonna have to eat 20 of these. So I suggest that you get yourself your bleeding belt if you still have one. It is the cheapest accessory in my opinion, because you're gonna want a bunch of hearts anyways for this. Why not keep some for some bleeding belts? It's literally just leather, flint, and heart. 4 hearts. It's quite easy to get. But what you're going to want to do is basically get yourself damaged a bunch so that you lose your hunger. Now, this isn't... Oh, I'm slow, that's why. So, damaged a bunch, lose hunger, and then you're going to want to start munching. Delicious slugs. Munching on these slugs. So you're just going to want to eat all of them. Now, since I have the bleeding belt, the damage that I'm getting from this poison is actually redirected to my hunger, I think. Yes, it is. So it works perfectly for me to just kind of do this. I do indeed believe this is why it was made like this. It doesn't give you hunger, it gives you poison. So bleeding belt will work wonders. And then once you've eaten the 20, come over here, right click, and my spine rattles, the voice is inhumane, my will falters, and then boom. So we've just done this. This just talks about how the dwellers eat slugs and stuff, and you know how it'll get easier or whatever. Oh, fisherman, right? So now that you've eaten these slugs, you're gonna come over here, and this is a regular person. You're gonna come over here, talk to one of these Hamlet people, and you'll see that, you did well to join us. Being a fisherman isn't hard here. The fish just come to us. Don't like the slugs? You'll soon appreciate them. So, yeah. These guys are now accepting of you. And since, you know, oh. Did I already, I think I already, like I didn't look at this. But gifts from the deep. Talk with the Hamlet's carpenter. The Hamlet dwellers' diet, other than slugs, consists mostly of fish. Their barrels are full of cod. It seems they use their canoes to go fishing. These are built by the carpenters, the dwellers with dark brown suits who live in 2-story houses with normal oak ladders. Not every hamlet has carpenters, but they're fairly common. So we actually have 2 here, if I'm not mistaken. There was one in this building that we just saw. He's right here. So this is a carpenter. Oh, it is not a carpenter. That is... I'm wrong. We literally saw the carpenter earlier. He's the guy that could sell you the damp wood. I'm gonna go get him. I'll be right back. So I've never actually seen this building before, but as said in the book, there are a lot of barrels of cod in here, and actually some of them have slugs, but it seems to only be a little bit. Well, the fish you can get a lot of. Basically how you get things out of the barrels, you just shift right click on them. Or, yeah, shift right click. If you want to put stuff in, you just right click. So yeah, that's really what it's all about. There's a bunch. So that's another way of getting slugs, for the beginning at least. I'm gonna go back to looking for the carpenter. Oh, I found him. I found the carpenter. So yeah, you want to buy anything? Ask. How do you fish? What are the canoes for? So there are two options again, dialogue choice. So how do you fish? I'm just gonna pick. Me, I don't fish. Me mates, they use me canoes. Alright. An easy job, there's the ones from the deep, just give them fish. You buying my stuff or no? I don't know why I gave him that accent. An easy job, there's the ones from, oh, okay, yeah. So basically what you're going to want to do now is get yourself an emerald, or whatever he's selling them for. I'm pretty sure it's always an emerald. But, yeah, so you have to buy a canoe. Sometimes there will even be canoes just, like, on the shore, I'm pretty sure. I've seen some canoes just out and about. But if you don't have any canoes out and about, you'll probably want to buy one. My canoe, my man sells a canoe for an emerald, which is honestly a little bit expensive. Reduces on myself, but you know what? It's fine. All those villagers that you have in your basement now serve a purpose. Just go get an emerald from them somehow. And if they don't have an emerald, they're the first to die. That's my mentality with surgery. If they're not valuable, then remove them. There isn't really an ocean nearby. Technically, I think maybe, is there one over here? It doesn't look like it. I don't know. This is really weird. Usually there's like massive pool of water. By pool I mean an ocean. But I can't find one. So instead we're just going to take this lake here and we're going to use it. And put a canoe down. They look really, really cool, by the way, and they have a lot more health than regular boats. So I suggest to break them with an axe, unless you want to be at it for like 7 years. I'm going to go in survival mode for this. Oh yes, I'm still dying. Probably should have eaten food, but you know what, it's fine. You're basically just going to want to swim around a little bit. Because, as it says, sail the ocean with a canoe. So you just want to sail around. And you should be getting, just kind of go around in circles. I don't know if it's because of the water I'm in that it's not doing it, or it's because of depth. I mean, normally I'd be getting fish by now. You know what? I think I'm gonna go take a look at another place to swim fish, or to boat fish more specifically. I'll be right back. Right, so we're back at this little nothing island from the beginning of the first episode, where we found a void biome that did not have what we wanted, which was the Hamlet. There's a lot of water here, which is perfect. So now it should work much better if we just swim around here, maybe a little fast. You know, I think I can't go fast because I am out of hunger. But you just kind of swim around. Should be getting fish. Oh, a fish from nowhere? Did it jump in or keep at this for a while? So now you gotta basically stay at it. You know, you can't do anything yet. Gotta keep at it until you are satisfied. So yeah, you basically just get fish, which is pretty fantastic. If you don't like actually fishing in the game, this is fantastic. Perfect. You don't even need to go into the mod. You can buy things from the villagers, from the hamlet, like the dwellers, without even going into the mod. So if you just are playing with this mod and you don't like fishing and you have an emerald and you are found a Hamlet, you could just buy yourself one of these. It'll still give you fish. I'll just stay at it for a bit. I don't think it said anything else. Yeah. I might just start eating this. Hold up. Alright, I'm gonna keep going. So we're just kind of going around here. Another raw fish. Another raw fish. And I think I've gained enough fish. I should eat enough slugs, then commune with the idol. So, yeah. So now you gotta go eat. I forgot how many slugs you have to eat. Maybe it's another 20. I could be mistaken. Just says enough. I'm gonna go get myself another 20. I'll be right back. So we're back. By the way, in my sacrifice video, this is what I meant. There are dark prismarine blocks right here surrounding the idol. Removing them will literally do nothing, so I suggest you take them to make your sacrifice altar. So I'm just gonna make myself in survival, and I'm gonna try to eat these again. Let's see what happens. Oh? That's strange. Huh. It's giving us nausea, but it isn't poisoning us anymore, which means that's kind of good. More slugs to commune, so I don't know how many I just ate. I ate a couple. I'm gonna oh, you know, it'd be such a good idea if I not drew aggro, but more or less like, I don't know, had probably damage potions. I'll be right back. Alright, well, I'm back and I got myself some damage potions. I still have the bleeding belt, which means I will be damaging my hunger instead. And which means I can just eat these. I'm gonna keep eating them. I don't know the exact amount. I'm assuming 20. Maybe 40. I don't remember where I got 40 from. But I would suggest eating half a stack. Like you should be getting like a stack by now, or close to. And you'll see now that you get a bunch of absorption, or saturation, not absorption. That's not absorption. You get a bunch of saturation. Well, I just tried damaging myself. Hold on, I'm gonna get myself a lingering potion. I think that's gonna work a lot better. So I don't think that harming is gonna do me well, so instead I'm gonna just poison myself. And I'm going for the duration instead of the power, because, you know, I'm gonna really want to consume these slugs. I'm just gonna keep doing this. I'm gonna do it until I get to 30. So I had a stack, and I'm gonna get to 30, see if this is enough. If it isn't, I'm just gonna keep eating more. My heart trembles. Terrible things were spoken. The link strengthened. Alright, now, if I eat these, it's still nausea. I don't know why. It's almost over. A lot. So we're finally done with that poison. We're finally done with that poison, and I only have 19 slugs left. Actually, well, I have more than 19 slugs left, because I also have a stack. But we're gonna take a look over here now, and since we've completed gifts from the deep, the ocean itself, it answers to me. Its crashing waves, a soothing voice, its blue immensity, a vigilant eye, its shapeless water. Oh my god, I can't speak, like, at all. Its shapeless water, a loving hand. I have a link with the ocean now. I am stronger because of it, especially in the water that binds us. And yet, our link is not strong enough. I'm still a creature of the surface, am I not? And then that leads us into our little last part of the mod, not the mod, the episode, this little part section that I've made, because it's getting very long, so we're just gonna hurry it up about it. This one, talk with the lighthouse keeper. I'm not gonna very much talk into this. Basically, it's talking about how the dwellers aren't actually people and how they're able to survive in the water, and they have all this communion with the great ones. Well, more specifically, the great dreamer. But yeah, so we're gonna come over here again. Another reason why I started with the surgery tree, other than the baubles being amazing, is that also because you have to be in like this part in the Hamlet for the majority of the Deep Ones tree. It's because there's a lot of spoilers. This is more story heavy. The other one, like the other tree, was all about, you know, removing hearts and spines and putting water into villager heads. But this one is more lore heavy. So again, if you don't want anything to do with this, then leave. You don't have to be here. No one's holding you hostage. Experience this mod by yourself. It's amazing if you want to, but if you need help, then continue watching. I'm impressed, traveler, truly. I'm impressed by your resolve, your strength of will, your determination, your quest for knowledge, as dangerous as it may be. I am impressed by your open mind, realizing the misdeeds of your ancestors and disavowing them. And most of all, I am impressed at how wholly you pledged yourself to your new belief. Be wary of disappointment. Sooner or later it'll come, it'll sting. But now it's time you take the next step. We dwellers can't breathe water from the moment we're born. No, it comes later. It is only through endless devotion to the great dreamer that an outsider such as you may be granted this gift. To us it's different, genetic. I won't mention the details. But ultimately, for both of our kind, it is only through an act of faith that we may be granted the gift. You must drown. There is a ritual that must be made. I could explain it to you, yet I am certain that a voice in your head will take care of it. I still remember when I underwent the ritual. You will too. I was underwater. I couldn't breathe. I was going to die. I knew it. I was, and I regretted. I regretted everything. And I couldn't breathe. And they had lied to me. And they had left me to drown. And I had to believe, but I couldn't. And I was dying. And I breathed. In and out, in and out, and again and again. That was my baptism. Soon you shall have yours. Good luck, friend. So this part, a lot of people will get not confused. More specifically, I guess the proper word would be don't know what they're doing, or I don't know, don't know specifically what they're supposed to be doing. So how this works is in the baptism, it says that you have to make a 5 block tall, almost tank, or I guess you could dig down 5 blocks. Oh, I'm on fire. Oh, hold up. Sorry about that. Other mods. You have to make a 5 block deep pit. That's not 5 blocks, is it? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. It is 5 block deep pit. And it has to be a 1 by 1 wide. So really, it shouldn't be that difficult, right? You're supposed to fill it with water. So a lot of people, what they'll do is they'll put water at the top block and let it flow down to the bottom. But that's the problem. Every single block needs to be a source block for this to work, or else you will drown and you will die. I will demonstrate to you what it looks like when you have done it correctly, and I will show you that it is not a glitch. Your computer isn't crashing. unless it is. But it isn't. Again, don't be here. Spoiler heavy. We're gonna go back to base for this. I'm gonna make myself a little tank. Right here. I'll be right back. So this is my little chamber here to get baptized in the name of our great dreamer. So you can actually make this, and if you are playing with other people, you could all use the exact same thing, like an indoctrination a little bit. Cool. Cults, but in Minecraft. Let's go. So usually, yeah, what people would do is they'll just put it here, and they assume that everything's done and dandy, all good and fine. No, wrong. It's flowing water. You want it to be solid. So you will need 5 buckets of water, and I just ruined that. Hold up. You'll need 5 buckets of water. I ruined that again. This is literally just me having a spasm forever. So you'll need 5 buckets of water, and it should look like this. It doesn't have to be this at all. It literally could just be a hole in the ground, or a hole somewhere else. It just keep in mind that that's what this is. You will need a slug, a singular slug, and you'll know if it works if you don't die. If you do die, which I might very well die, I might be wrong about all of this. Well, not all of this, but I might have accidentally messed something up. Maybe it's not actually 5 blocks. I'm not going to check, though. We're just going to go on ahead. Again, be warned. Also, be hungry for this. Be warned. There will be spoilers. I'm going to... Hold up. I'm going to set... Right, so what I did is I just fixed it up so that I can mute my mic better, because I know that audio is a big problem with this series so far. So I'm just going to go in, mute myself, and we're going to see what happens. See you on the other side. Wasn't that cool? So I really like this mod. I don't know if I've said that before. Also, new trick. They give you regeneration now. That's why you'd want a bunch of these. That's why you get a bunch of these. Because slugs now give you health regen. As well as full, full thing. You got full thing, man. You got full thing of, what's it called? Saturation. I'm crazy. So full saturation, and health regen. As well as, I don't know if you've seen it in there, but you have a new trick. A new little trick that we're gonna look at more specific, like a lot sooner. It's gonna be very useful. But we're just gonna... Yeah, that's right. Has water ever slowed you down? Well, not anymore. After you get baptized, you literally become a fish man. So, yeah, it's pretty cool. I really like it. And I'm going to end the video soon. I promise. I'm just going to go back and touch the idol, because that's what you have to do once you drown. For some reason, all the Hamlet dwellers are here, so you'll hear a lot of exasperated gasps. Oh, or I mean sighs, not gasps. I mean, I guess it could be. So we did the thing. The idol. Let's touch him. Let's touch him. I shed a tear. New knowledge was granted. An agonizing truth. Also, another thing. At the end there where it says believe and no, I don't know what happens if you press believe. I always press no. So if you do press believe, tell me what happens. So now that we've done that, we have essentially completed our baptism. I was born from water, like all things that be. I live by water, by means of holy communion. Now I am water. Now I am something, I hope. To know more of the truth means to know less of myself. Am I truly a worthless wretch? My certainties grow weaker. Very neat. Very cool. And I think from here we can actually expand to a different part, or I could be mistaken. It goes on to alliances. Now, I'm going to read it. I'm not going to complete it. Actually, no, we're not going to read it. I'm not going to read it. That's for next episode. Next episode, we'll go alliances, metamorphosis, and then we'll figure out how to do water walking, I guess. I guess it'll just be another race. That was how you get half of the chunk of sauce. Half of the chunky Cthulhu gravy. Dad over here. Dad Cthulhu. Basically, that was it. That was it. Thank you very much for watching. I hope you have a fantastic day. Love yourself. Goodbye.